The evening air was crisp, carrying the faint scent of rain as the glass doors of the Royal Beacon Hotel slid open. The grand lobby glimmered under a cascade of chandeliers, their light reflecting off polished marble floors and gilded railings. Every detail spoke of affluence, from the luxurious velvet seating to the understated elegance of the artwork adorning the walls. It was a place where the wealthy felt at home, a sanctuary for the elite. Behind the mahogany front desk stood Marissa, a young receptionist known for her efficiency and unshakable composure. Her tailored uniform was immaculate, her demeanor polite yet distant. Years of working in such a prestigious establishment had shaped her into someone who believed she could discern the right kind of guest with a single glance. This confidence, however, was often colored by subtle prejudices she barely acknowledged. As the clock neared midnight, the lobby's quiet elegance was interrupted by the soft hiss of the sliding doors. A man entered, tall and broad-shouldered, dressed in a simple gray hoodie and dark jeans. His face, framed by a neatly trimmed beard, carried an air of calm confidence, though the weariness in his eyes betrayed a long journey. He paused for a moment, taking in the opulent surroundings, before making his way to the front desk. "Good evening," he said warmly, his deep voice resonating through the quiet lobby. "I'd like to book a room for the night." Marissa's professional smile faltered, almost imperceptibly, as her gaze swept over his attire. In her mind, he didn't fit the profile of a typical guest at the Royal Beacon. She hesitated, her hand hovering over the reservation system. "I'm sorry," she said, her tone polite but clipped. "We're fully booked for the night." The man's brows furrowed slightly. He glanced around the nearly empty lobby, noting the quiet corners and the unoccupied concierge desk. "Are you sure?" he asked, his voice steady. "I'm happy to pay the premium rate." Marissa's smile tightened. "I'm sorry, sir. There's nothing available." Before the man could respond, the sliding doors opened again, admitting a well-dressed couple. Marissa's demeanor shifted instantly. Her smile became genuine, her tone warm and welcoming as she addressed the newcomers. Within minutes, she handed them a room key, their check-in seamless. The man watched the exchange in silence. His expression remained calm, but a flicker of disappointment crossed his face. He didn't need further confirmation. Her refusal had nothing to do with availability and everything to do with her assumptions about him. "Thank you," he said quietly, turning to leave. The cool night air greeted him as he stepped outside, the city lights reflecting off wet pavement. He paused, taking a deep breath. Moments like these weren't new to him. He had faced similar biases before, but tonight, standing under the glowing facade of the Royal Beacon Hotel, he decided things would be different. What Marissa and the staff didn't know was that the man they had just turned away was none other than Shaq O'Neal, a global icon. Known not just for his basketball prowess, but also for his sharp business acumen, Shaq was a man of immense influence and resources. For months, he had been scouting potential investments in the hospitality industry. The Royal Beacon Hotel, with its reputation for exclusivity, had caught his attention. Tonight's experience had sealed his decision, but not in the way anyone could have predicted. That night, from the comfort of his suite at another hotel, Shaq made a series of calls. By dawn, his financial advisors and legal team had finalized the paperwork. The Royal Beacon Hotel was now his. The next afternoon, the hotel buzzed with its usual activity. Guests lounged in the lobby, sipping champagne and enjoying the tranquil atmosphere. Marissa stood behind the desk, her usual composed self, when the sliding doors opened again. This time, the man from the previous night entered, but his appearance was markedly different. Dressed in a tailored navy suit that accentuated his imposing frame, he exuded an air of authority that commanded attention. Conversations hushed as heads turned to follow him. Marissa's heart skipped a beat as recognition dawned. Her professional smile wavered, replaced by a look of uncertainty. "Good afternoon, sir," she said, her voice tinged with nervousness. "How can I assist you?" The man's expression was calm but resolute. "I'm here to introduce myself," he said. "My name is Shaquille O'Neal, and as of this morning, I am the new owner of the Royal Beacon Hotel." A stunned silence fell over the lobby. Marissa's face turned pale, her mind racing to process his words. You're the owner," she stammered. Shaq nodded. "Yes. Last night, I came here as a guest. You told me there were no rooms available, even though there were. I'd like to know why." Marissa's lips parted, but no words came. She glanced at her manager, Joel, who had just emerged from his office, his expression a mix of confusion and alarm. "Mr. O'Neill," Joel began, his voice ingratiating, "I assure you there must have been a misunderstanding. Had we known it was you?" Shaq raised a hand, silencing him. "That's the problem," he said firmly. "You shouldn't treat someone differently just because of who they are or what they look like. Every guest deserves respect." He turned back to Marissa. "I believe in accountability and second chances. If you're willing to confront your biases and learn, you're welcome to stay. If not, this isn't the place for you." Tears welled up in Marissa's eyes. "I'm sorry," she whispered. I'll do better." Shaq nodded, then addressed the staff gathered in the lobby. "This hotel will change. Starting today, we're implementing training programs to ensure every guest is treated with dignity. We're creating an environment where inclusivity and respect are the foundation of our service." Over the following weeks, the transformation of the Royal Beacon Hotel was nothing short of remarkable. The elitist aura gave way to a warmer, more welcoming atmosphere. Staff underwent extensive training, challenging their biases and learning to approach each guest with genuine hospitality. Marissa threw herself into the training sessions, determined to prove her commitment to change. Shaq's leadership inspired not just the staff, but the community around the hotel. Under his ownership, the Royal Beacon became a symbol of equality and excellence, a place where every guest felt valued. Shaq's decision to buy the hotel wasn't just a business move, it was a statement. By turning an act of discrimination into an opportunity for growth, he demonstrated the power of compassion and leadership. The Royal Beacon thrived not just as a luxury hotel, but as a beacon of hope and inclusivity. And for Marissa, the experience was life-changing. She learned that true professionalism wasn't about maintaining appearances, but about treating every person with respect and kindness. In the end, the man she had judged so quickly became the person who taught her the most valuable lesson of her career.